fast asleep having pipe dreams. Order room service and mimosas. Staring at your body, wanna do something. I got about an hour to spare. Bring your body over here and let's move something.
Gangsta love. Every time we fuck, she gon' throw it back. I'ma smack her butt, up and down the pole, freak out of control. Her waistline little and that ass on
Backstreet Life. That was a big album for us. A lot of things was happening at the same time. We were just coming off West Coast Bad Boys, which was a big, huge record for us. You know, our popularity was growing, getting bigger and bigger. After Direct from the Backstreet, going into Going Insane, and then now going into Backstreet Life. West Coast Bad Boys was like at the perfect time. It was right before the album was finna drop, so it was a nice push for us. You know, nationwide, you know what I'm saying? Going into the third album, at the same time we was going into Backstreet Life, the third album, which was Backstreet Life, we was also coming to the end of our contract with Intermittent Records. So Backstreet Life was a big record for us because it was gonna be the last album on Intermittent Records label. And you know, we wanted to make a smart move, and we just didn't want to just give them anything. We just didn't want to say, fuck it, we just gonna put out a bullshit album just to get off the label. We wanted something that was gonna be a staple and that was gonna, you know what I'm saying, you know, keep the eyes on us, you know what I'm saying? We just came off two big classic albums, Direct from the Backstreet and Going Insane, and we could have just threw anything together and just threw the shit in to get off the label, but we was like, nah, our name is riding on this shit, and our integrity is bigger than anything, so, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna make sure we go out with a bang. During Going Insane, the music had changed. Dr. Dre came up with the Chronic, of course, and changed the sound of rap. There wasn't a lot of sampling and shit, there was a lot of, you know what I'm saying, live instruments and keyboards and bass lines and shit like that. So we just kind of like went into, you know, we just kind of like went into Backstreet Life with a vibe that we was just going to do some new shit, you know what I'm saying? We were just gonna kind of jump out the box and try some new shit, you know what I'm saying? And we hooked up with Reg and Race, you know what I'm saying? TC was working with Reg and Race, I believe on the 11-5 album. Yeah. And coming out of 11-5 album, we decided to rock with him too, you know what I'm saying? So we went into Reg and Race studio, and the vibe was on from the jump, you know what I'm saying? As soon as we start working on the album, it was on, you know what I'm saying? I think the first song that we recorded for the album was Follow Me Through the Backstreets. That was the very first song that we recorded for it happened to be the first song on the album, but that was actually the first song we recorded for the album. You know, T went in, T made the beat, and we just had a good vibe, you know what I'm saying? That shit was rocking. And T went in there and spit that shit, and I came with the hook, and that motherfucker came together, you know what I'm saying? Backstreet Life, the title track. We had did a video called Here We Go Again for Going Insane. And the album Going Insane, it did so well that the budget went up for a Backstreet Life album. I think we spent like $15,000 for the Here We Go Again video. So when it was time to do the Backstreet Life video, I think we spent like $25,000. Chris Robinson directed it. Chris Robinson went on to do First of the Month video with Bone Thugs and Harmony. He went on to be one of Master P's director, did a few Master P movies. I believe he did, I believe he got the hook up. I think he did I Got the Hook Up. Master P, No Limit. Yeah, man, and we, you know, the town was still funky. This was like 1995. The town was really still funkin' at the time. So me and Tien, we just went around to all the OGs and all the reputable cats in the town, and we was letting them know that, you know, we're gonna shoot a big video in the town. We need everybody to get together. You know, we don't just want to film it in the mill on our Bernie. We want to get everybody involved, the whole town involved. So we was thinking about shooting half of it at Jack Farrell Park, which was in the Ville, where, you know, my side and the Ville didn't get along at the time. You know what I'm saying? So we got at all the OGs, all the gorillas in the town. We all came together and put a peace treaty together, and, you know, and it came together for that day. Everybody brought their cars out. All the girls came out. You know what I'm saying? We had a great time that day. Shot the video in front of my house on the roof at Jetfield Park. I had all the cars out there. And then later on, after that, do a house party on my block, like a block party. It's thick. The police had the block blocked off, but it wasn't no fights, wasn't no drama, it was peaceful that day, you know what I'm saying? And motherfuckers really came together for the love and respect for Tony Insane. And that shit came out to be a dope ass video, you know? Shout out to everybody shout out to Chris Robinson, shout out to Intimate Records, Jason Blaine, and shout out to everybody that participated in that video. So we recorded the album came together. You know, back then, you put the album together and you turn in the CD or the DAT, you know what I'm saying? The finished product. Well, what happened is usually when we finish an album, we take it to Intermittent office. Well, in this particular case, we took it up to Intermittent Records office. We sat in Jason Blaine office. Now, mind you, this is our last album with Intermittent Records. After this, we finna be Ghost. And he knew that what he was finna lose, you know. We sat there in his office, listened to the CD front to back. The whole time we listened to the CD, you know, he wasn't really making no expressions of no emotions. He was just kind of like listening, you know, kind of like thinking and shit, like just listening to the tracks and absorbing everything in. And then after we played the shit from front to back, he stopped and he pulled the CD out. He looked at it and said, that was probably one of the greatest hip hop albums I ever heard in my life. And, shit, he cut us a check and we got the fuck up out of here. Yeah, he cut us a fat check and we got the fuck out of here. Shit, man, when that motherfucker hit, when it hit the streets, man, that shit was crazy, man, you know. Each album that we did got bigger. You know, Direct from the Backstreet came out, that was our debut album. It was big, classic. Then Going Insane came out, it was bigger because everybody was anticipating to see how we was gonna follow up. And now that we follow up on the third album, we follow up with the West Coast Bad Boys, it was kind of like, oh my God, I can't wait for this album to come out. When that motherfucker dropped, that shit went crazy, man. You know, that shit was everywhere. Everybody was playing that motherfucker. Every city we went to, they was playing. Motherfuckers sending us fan mail, sending Intermittent Records fan mail. We was doing in-stores, and the in-stores were packed, lying down the street and shit. We was doing shows in other cities. Remember we was in Seattle. We did a show in Seattle with a Seabo and Mac Mall. Shout out to Seabo and Mac Mall. We did an in-store. Dude that, I think the name of the store was Creative Music. I got pictures of it on my Facebook. I'll send you the pictures you can put on the documentary. Mm-hmm. We was doing an in-store, and the fucking line was down the street, like around the corner and shit. You would think that, you know what I'm saying, Ice Cube, somebody was in that motherfucker or something, you know what I'm saying? So we riding around the van, we had just got out the airport, we jump in the van and shit, we smile from the van and heading to the in-store, to the record store. We see a white girl sitting at the bus stop. She got her headphones on, she got a little, back then they had the Discman. She sitting at the bus stop with her Discman, head knocking like this, right? So we smile up on her like Taz. We jump up, we slide the door open, jump out. Hey, what you listening to in your, what CD you bumping in your Discman? She said, Totally Insane, new album, Backstreet Life. Wow. We opened it up, she had the little CD in there and shit. We like, oh shit, hell yeah. We took pictures with her, gave her some free shit, gave her some CDs and posters and shit. Threw her in the van, made her come with us and shit. Kicked it at the little in-store with us all day, barbecue and shit. Dropped her back off where she needed to go.
Damn, man.
Yeah, that shit was cool, man.
That made her day, you know.
That made her day.
Might have made her life.
That was great. She called a couple friends over and shit, and you know, it was all gravy.
Yes, sir.
Then after the little in-store, they had like a little barbecue and shit. And we got out there, man, got on the mic and rocked that bitch like a little impromptu performance like. Just sang some shit off, a couple songs off the album, ripped that shit. Got to meet Sir Mix-a-Lot. Got invited to Sir Mix-a-Lot house. Yeah, Sir Mix-a-Lot, they said he was a fan of our first two albums. And when the Backstreet Life album came out, he was like, man, y'all niggas is, y'all on y'all way. So he invited us to his house, shit, showed us the studio. He played the album, Baby Got Back for us before it even came out and shit.
That's Pops.
So then when he went to, so when he came out to the Bay Area, when he was promoting Baby Got Back, when it first dropped, he was doing a couple shows in the Bay Area. And he invited us in RBL to rock with him, you know what I'm saying? And shit, we rocked with him at the Stone and rocked that bitch. So the next time we went to Seattle, you know what I'm saying, it was, you know, it was love, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to Sir Mix-a-Lot, one of the real pioneers in this shit. A lot of people don't really know Sir Mix-a-Lot is one of them dudes in this game, and you never really hear his name. But I bet you got as much paper as any of these big wigs that you know nowadays. For sure. Yeah.
Still eating off that Baby Got Back.
Damn right. I think the last time I seen an interview with him, he said he made $100 million off Baby Got Back.
Hey, you know, I'm like way younger than you, so that Posse on Broadway is like some of my first.
Broadway and Gold and Buttermilk Biscuits and Square Dance Rap and all that.
Hey, Rogue, y'all used to come through in them cars when I was a kid, because I used to live on Uni for a second, so I thought it was an earthquake when I was a kid.
Hell yeah.
Niggas was slapping. And I never hear that no more from these kids now. I know they say they shit thump, but I don't know. Back in the day, I don't know what the fuck y'all was doing.
Super amps.
Yeah, bruh. And slap. No highs.
Super slap. Yeah.
You be in your house like, oh yeah. They outside again.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, so Backstreet Life, yeah. So it was just a lot of things going on around that time when we dropped Backstreet Life album. It was the height of our career. It was the, you know what I'm saying? It was the most fame that I ever seen. Motherfuckers was coming by my house, taking pictures of my house and taking pictures of us standing outside like fans, and we Intermittent Record was getting fan mail and shit. You know. Yeah, that was some ill times, bro.
California Music Channel, dog.
Yeah, CMC was pumping our shit. We was on Rap City. I played our video on Rap City. Yeah, bro. Yeah, that was a good time for us, man. You know, that was a real good time for us, though. You know, shout out to Reg and Race, and shout out to Master P for giving us the opportunity to get on West Coast Bad Boys. And shout out to everybody that participated. 11-5, Andre Nicotina, Dre Dog. Man, everybody that was down with that shit, you know what I'm saying? My nigga Scoot, Hood Stars. Yeah, man, that was some great times. And eventually, when Backstreet Life dropped, she was like number 29 on the Billboard. That shit dropped pretty big, you know what I'm saying? That shit was
goddamn
dropped pretty hard.
That was ghetto platinum, huh?
Yeah, damn near, yeah. That shit dropped pretty hard, so that was a good time for us, man. And, you know, that was a great time. That was the golden era of hip hop, man. 1995, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
We do it all again. On turns from the butler bartender with the She called me her gangster love. Every time we fuck, she gon' throw it back. I'ma smack her butt up and down the pole.